So tonight is our first show on our political views. This is me and my coworker, my business constituent, Dante Jackson. And I want to ask Dante Jackson right now, how do you feel about the educational level of the state of minds of the people we grew up around?
Products of our environment. We are products of our environment, but what we want to learn how to do is think outside the box, think outside of our environment. So we have to create these workshops. We have to create these platforms so that we can do that, so that our kids can do that. You know, it's more to the hood than just mixtapes and basketball. Okay, so we want to encourage our kids. We want to encourage our youth. I'm specifying the youth in particular because that's the future. So I want to focus more on the kids, on the youth, and molding their minds to think outside of the box. You know, we might walk out into an ugly environment. We might see an ugly environment every day, but we can have a paradise in our minds. You know, so the power of the thinking is everything. So that's what we want to focus on.
There you have it. This will be the first of many videos. I really want to reach out to a lot of, especially the young people who come from where I come from. And I want them to understand that it is a way out, right? And I don't mean getting out like the hood. Obviously, I mean freeing your mind, right? Once you free your mind, your body gonna follow, and it betters the community, betters family. It will endorph you into becoming somewhat of a teacher, right? They say the best teacher is the student. I will always be a student to the laws of the land. However, I've learned at a young age that anything is possible, right? You know, growing up, some of you already know my story, having a mother that couldn't read or write, you know, or having growing up in a fatherless home. You know, a lot of us share that same endeavor. And if you do have your father, if you do have both of your parents, and you be the best you can be, because that is a gift. That is the true gift. And I want to commend those parents who are hanging in there with their children. However, just because you're in the house with your children, that don't make you a good parent. Good parents interact with their children. Good parents support their children. Let me show you what I mean. Growing up, I loved playing basketball. Now, my mom, she would buy or pay for my shoes and stuff like that, but she wouldn't come to none of the games. So it bothered me to look in the stand and see like my teammates, their friends and family coming out to support them, and I didn't have that. And so, you know, it's still that's traumatic. You know, that's traumatic. And we got to get old school. We got to get hands-on with our children. Really be into a lot of the things that they into, so we can understand and know them wholeheartedly, right? Root word to family is familiar, right? It's a Latin word, la familia. It means the familiar. And so you become familiar so you can set up these boundaries, and then that way y'all can coexist with one another, right? And that makes the best parenting skill, right? We also, Dante Jackson and I, we want to start touching on some points of making parents more intellectually inclined and tuned in the house, where it's responding versus resistance, you know. And what that means is the reprojections of negativity, right, that we sometime we filter into our seeds, right? Because remember, 0 to 7 is the most important years, and this is when the child is trying to identify itself. So if you sitting at home and you playing spades and you cussing in front of the kids, then that's what they're receiving, right? And eventually they will reproject it. Now here's a story. My mom liked to sit around, play spades, and all you heard was these curse words, you know. And so the first time I said a curse word, I think I was like in 2nd grade, and she whipped me for it. And at the time, I couldn't talk back, but as I look back on it, I learned it from her. Imagine that. So I'm gonna end this segment now. I want to ask Dante if he gonna close out with something special for the people, something that they can grow on. Dante, give the people something they can grow on, man. And we gonna give y'all a post, man. Go out, subscribe to this channel. You're gonna see more of me and Dante Jackson, right? Soon to come, companies. I won't put them out there yet, but we on our way.
So a man thinketh, so is he, by Allen. Okay? James Allen. It's James Allen, right? So a man thinketh, so is he, right? So the power of the mind is everything. So what you think becomes who you are. If you think, man, I'm a hood nigga, I'm a block boy. Well, guess what? When you wake up every day, that's the only energy you're gonna have to give yourself. That's the only thing you're gonna send back into the universe. So it's important to think of yourselves in the most positive light that you possibly can, so that you can project that with your actions. You get what I'm saying? So the power of the mind, the power of the thought, is everything. All right? It starts here. But we'll see you again on the next segment, part 2.
There you have it.